the mobile phones actually haven't been around that long in a relative terms, right? And so this
I remember people carrying them in suitcases, right? That was so cool. Like, not even that long ago, but yeah.
No, I mean, even when I was in high school getting a Nokia phone, it felt amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so new.
Brick.
And it's that brick of a thing. And, I mean, you could throw it and nothing's happened to it. So we've definitely lost that awesomeness because one little drop and just, your screen cracks and it's all over the place. But yeah, I mean, just our relationship with these devices has really, really changed our approach to life. And so as kind of, I think intentionally, the name is kind of seems a little bit funny, like no mobile, right? And the phobia of not having your mobile. There's a little bit of a jest to it, if you will. But there's a really deep deep cause and effect here. That I'm actually really excited to dive into with you today.
I love it. And what we will do, I will make sure that in the show notes, wherever somebody is listening to this, that we put the link that includes the professor and all the details around the psychology behind what this is, because the article is fascinating. It is really fascinating. But to dive into it, what he's talking about is how we have become so dependent on our mobile devices. It doesn't even have to be your phone, right? Your tablet, any of these things that you carry around with you, that it's almost become like an addiction in and of itself. So when we do go to these spiritual retreats or these centers where we are seeking to unplug, it's very much like the experience I was just talking about, where we don't even get the full experience of the spiritual shutdown or the go within, because we're fighting withdrawal symptoms, actual withdrawal symptoms from our mobile devices. We have phobias around not being connected to the rest of the world, or what we perceive as the rest of the world, because we don't have those devices. Then we start going through withdrawal symptoms, physical withdrawal symptoms, phantom vibrations, as you just talked about. I personally went through it when I have not had my device too. It suddenly is somebody else's phone that I'm hearing going off my phone, or there could be no phone anywhere in the area, and I'm hearing the vibration that I think is my own vibration. And you're just, how did that happen? At what point did my brain get so cued in to a sound of a vibration that even when it's not present, I'm hearing vibrations? That's a problem. And that is a dependency of some sort. So you have to take that into consideration. Then there's the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, that you go through when you're in a situation like that too, and you don't have your devices. What is everybody else doing? What am I missing out on in all of the other spheres, whether that's the or Twitter sphere or whatever it is that we're talking about? We feel like we're missing out. Or if I'm not posting, are people wondering about me? Let me tell you, most people are not wondering about you. They're on to the next scroll, right? Not that they don't care, but we are so entrained in the scroll now that it's whatever's in front of us. So that is the other part of what he was talking about, is how entrained we're getting in the scroll, that we're spending so much of our time scrolling and so little of our time being connected to what's actually happening in life around us. So we go to these retreats or these places and we're engaging in real life, but we don't remember how to engage in real life anymore, because we're becoming so connected to the scroll and disconnected from life that our psychology is actually changing. And it's making it harder to be connected to one another in a way that isn't the behavior of the scroll. So we want these connections to be quick too. Now, why is it not as fast as the video I just watched? That's also an issue. Because to get into a deep connected conversation, it's not going to be 30 seconds or 60 seconds, right?
Nor all the pauses and, all those things that are sifted out with every one of these shorts. There's a reason why it's a quick pace, is because it's not natural. It's edited.
And in full transparency, even these podcasts that people are listening to, our podcasts are edited and sped up a little bit to keep tempo and pace. So if you meet us in person, I guarantee we're talking to you a little bit slower than what you're hearing us in these podcasts.
Very slow.
We're not going to be that slow. But we're also a little bit paced up. But that's for purpose. And when we think about nomophobia, it's real. At first, I wanted to laugh at it and be, oh, are you serious? There's another phobia. There's one more thing we have to think about. Come on. But then I started really examining and mirroring it into my own experience, going to these retreats that mean so much to me and where I've experienced profound personal development. And it's true, for the first few days, I find myself digitally detoxing. And it's incredible, the dependency I've created on my devices.
And it just kind of begs the question, why do we place this unattainable perception that we have to have our digital presence be constant? We don't even put that expectation on ourselves for our actual life. Like, we always have to be on. There are some, I've struggled with that, as a personal thing, where I always felt like I just had to be on and I had to be at my best and all the time. And, if I wasn't, then something was wrong with me. And then someone would think terribly of me. And that's a thing, that's a struggle I'm sure a lot of people have dealt with. But then when you add a digital presence on top of that, it's just expediting the pain in a lot of ways. And it's enhancing the pain, because now you have this pressure in real life, but you also have this pressure on your digital life. And then they almost become bifurcated in some way, because, and you almost forget to, we almost get in this habit of releasing our physical life and just focusing only on our digital life, and then creating this separation of ourselves. And that's a huge, huge issue that we just that I feel like this nomophobia is in some ways highlighting this unintentional illusion of separation that we're creating within ourselves.